the name of the values that keep you alive, do not let your vision of man be distorted by the ugly, the cowardly, the mindless, and those who have never achieved his title. Do not lose your knowledge that man's proper estate is an upright posture, an intransigent mind, and a step that travels on limited roads. Do not let your fire go out. Spark might replace the spark, and the hopeless swamps of the approximate, the not quite, the not yet, the not at all. The world you desired can be won. It exists. It is real. It is possible. It's yours.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Crypto Economy podcast. I'm excited to have Kacper here representing IOST. So thanks so much for being here, Kacper.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for having me here, and very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, so we'll just get started right away. So IST, I think, is somewhat more of a stealth crypto startup as far as they go, in the sense that it's a pretty massive company by market cap, and not a lot of people have heard of it. So could you, I guess, start by maybe telling people how the company got started and what the idea was or the driving force behind it?
Sure. So just like from the very scratch, IOST is a scalable, secure, and fully decentralized blockchain app platform. And with its super high TPS and once again scalable infrastructure, we do provide vast possibilities for developers to create and deploy their DApps on our ecosystem. And as you've mentioned, we are pretty big. We had funding from companies, from VCs such as Sequoia Capital, Matrix Partners, or the second biggest crypto exchange, Huobi. And the story behind it basically goes back to our founder, Jimmy Zhong. And IOST is not his first venture. A couple of years ago, he started a company with a few colleagues in China called Dora. And basically, he has been making startups since he actually went to college, starting with a company called Studypool, which was even backed by 500 startups. Then there is Justin, our second co-founder, Ray, who is our COO, and our CTO, Terry. Very smart and very sharp guys, definitely.
Yeah, you guys have a really incredible, I guess, executive team. You know, you look through the resumes and
Thank
you're like,
you.
yeah, it's pretty impressive. So, I guess, who would you say are your major competitors if someone just wanted to draw a comparison to get an idea? What other companies are you benchmarking against?
So definitely it's EOS and Zilliqa. As I've mentioned, we offer a network backbone solution. So we could also compare ourselves to Ethereum, but like in the blockchain space, it's like 1.0 solution. So we basically compare ourselves directly to EOS and Zilliqa. The former already has a mainnet launched, and the latter just postponed their mainnet launch to early 2019. And that's our schedule for the mainnet release as well.
And so I know you guys have certain targets, like you said, 100,000 transactions per second. So how do some of those numbers that you guys are targeting compare with some of the competition? So if I was, going into the DApp space, how would I pick from the competition as to who's got the best product, in your opinion?
Sure.
What are the metrics you're looking at, I guess?
Yeah. So basically, for sure, it's TPS on one hand, and basically potential to scale the entire solution, and then on the other hand, you have a consensus, right? So basically, it all goes back to the problem of the so-called blockchain trilemma, where you have centralization, throughput, and security, right? And at the very initial stage, in order to enhance one of these three factors, you need to sacrifice at least one of the others, right? And at IOST, we want to just kind of drive all three without sacrificing any of these. And just like a quick comparison, because we've deployed our testnet in late June on up to 6 shards, and we've achieved an average throughput between 7,000 and 8,000 transactions per second. We mentioned at the aforementioned 100K TPS once our mainnet is live, which once again should take place around December this year or January 2019. But we'll also have 1 or 2 testnet updates up to this point. and we'll definitely try to get closer to the aforementioned 100K TPS. When it comes to our competitors, I recall it was EOS, and they had around 2.3, or maybe it was Zilliqa with 2.3K TPS, but don't hold me to it, I need to double check it.
Yeah. I think it's probably EOS. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, maybe, I recall it was like around 2.3 for Zilliqa, but once again, I need to double check it.
Sure, sure. No, don't need to hold you to it.
Nah.
So, as far as the blockchain aspect, you guys talk about proof of believability. So, how does proof of believability compared to proof of work or proof of stake?
Yeah, right. So basically, proof of availability is an adoption of proof of stake. And we notice that with almost every newer form of proof of stake, there has been a pretty heavy centralization occurring. And if you take, once again, EOS as an example, and no disrespect because these guys definitely do a good job, but you definitely can tell that the 21 super node system leads to plutocracy, being simply a situation in which wealth within the ecosystem is becoming more and more centralized. And what's different is that with proof of availability, the way in which you can earn IOST and validate blocks subsequently is made through obtaining a side token called Servi. And you can acquire it by contributing to the ecosystem, by validating blocks, reviewing DApps, and there are many more ways to come once we have our mainnet launch. And when it comes to Servi itself, it's essentially, once again, the side token, and it has no value, and it's not transferable. And as soon as you have enough IOST and Servi build up, you can validate a next block. But once you do it, your Servi stake resets, and you need to build it up once again from scratch. And that's basically the way how we want to tackle the plutocracy problem.
So, you're rewarding users for things other than just, I guess, the typical proof of stake. So, you said like reviewing DApps or so participating in the ecosystem. So, it's almost like a
Precisely.
in
Yeah.
ecosystem credit score that figures out if you're
Yeah,
legitimate.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
basically all goes down to our community hub, which we launched, and basically there we offer like a set of different quests and different bounties for our users, and as of now they are relatively basic, but they will get more and more complex once we will head towards once again our mainnet. And so far, what you can do is actually you can validate your social accounts such as Twitter, Telegram, Reddit, GitHub, etc. And for that will be compensated in tokens or contribution points being Servi. However, in a couple of weeks, we will also launch a different bounty program, such as Master Programmer, quote unquote, on which you will be able to earn IOST by identifying potential risks, various bugs, or by simply building your solutions on our platform. And we're also planning to launch programs targeted at content creators who will get tokens for creating videos or writing articles about IOST. And the entire idea behind the community hub is to incentivize our users to come back and to contribute to the platform. Because we very much want to kind of retain a long-term relationship between us, the users, and the developers, right? And that's why we also launched a referral program quite recently.
Yeah, it's really smart to crowdsource a lot of that work, and a lot of companies try to do it with a less organized program or structure in place. But I really like what you guys have done with the hub because it puts it all in one place. It's really simple to use, and it feels a lot more engaging than a lot of what other companies are trying to do.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, no, and the incentive system I think works really well. So one of the questions I had is, are you guys mainly focusing on, say, enterprise and B2B, or will most of it, you think, be consumer facing? Is there sort of the conscious decision being made to pursue more of one than the other right now?
Yeah, so basically, as of now, and I guess I will not surprise you, it's mainly financial sector, gaming, and supply chain we focus on. But of course, I mean, we also do have plans to serve and also kind of focus on consumer-facing solutions. And as a quick example, let's take Rate3. It's one of Blue Hill's portfolio companies, and let me go back to the topic of what Blue Hill is in a second. And what the guys from Rate3 are doing is establishing an ecosystem for secure and efficient cross-border payments. And they are building an infrastructure for trustworthy e-commerce relationships, facilitating the transfer of funds between merchants and consumers, and establishing a credit scoring system.
So Blue Hill's like a portfolio company that's investing in companies that will be a part of the IOST ecosystem. Is that correct?
It's not a portfolio company. It's basically our fund.
Okay.
It's definitely. I mean, it's a $50 million fund, and we basically perceive it as a very significant asset we have. And since its launch in June this year, it has made so far around 6-7 investments. And the idea behind Blue Hill is to eventually accelerate solutions within IOST ecosystem once the mainnet is live. And we don't really focus ourselves on specific sectors, but we just want to see a very well thought out use case and a sharp team. But like so far, when it comes to Blue Hill, the sectors which we've covered, they mainly spanned cybersecurity, the aforementioned fintech, gaming, and I guess there's also one company from digital content sector.
Okay. So when you're investing in some of these other, so are there any specific companies that the fund is invested in that you can talk about or that you would want to highlight maybe, or is it early days still and just seeing where they go?
Oh, I mean, to be honest, so far Blue Hill is located just in China. So I know we have it. I know how big is the fund. I know the companies. I mean, I just know in which companies we've invested so far, but I'm not really in line when it comes to our newest investments or just plans for the next months or weeks even. So.
Yeah, no problem. So what is your major role at IOST? What do you work on? What gets you excited? What do you see day to day?
So basically, I'm responsible for business development efforts of the entire European office. And like 3 core areas, I guess, here. So the very first area being making the entire media buzz around IOST, so reaching out to media outlets or influencers, just like trying to get that brand awareness. Second area being just approaching various crypto exchanges and trying to get listed there. And the very last third focus, it's our, I guess, core focus and like a very long-term plan. We want to establish a set of corporate partnerships in the long term and just like let them deploy their solutions on our ecosystem.
I see. So, I mean, business development, generally you're building the company bigger and better whenever you can, you know.
Yeah.
What was sorry, what was the second point you made? I was going to come back.
Oh, crypto exchanges.
Oh,
basically.
Yeah. So, has it been difficult getting on exchanges? I know I've heard horror stories from all sorts of people, and we were building one at one point. So, what has been your experience with that?
Yeah, like even right now, it was like I guess yesterday when I totally forgot the name, but there's a guy from that company, and he was quoted, I guess, 400 Bitcoin to get listed on Binance, right? Yeah, so it's like equivalent like 2.4 million around.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's quite a lot. But like as for our solution, I guess it just all goes down to just trading volume you have, right? And once you have it at a certain level, it's way easier. And just a quick example, we've so far, like for the last 3 months, we kept our daily volume at a level of around $15 to $60 million. In comparison to other cryptos, that's really a lot. Just volume wise, we are ranked between 20th to 25th place on a daily basis.
Yeah, I know. I was on Poloniex the other day looking at the volume of just like Ripple, and it's unbelievable how low the volume is in a lot of these,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
big
precisely.
exchanges.
So like basically, like size-wise, we are around a 50th, 48th place right now. But like once again, just purely volume-wise, we are like way, way higher.
Okay. And so, what is, I guess, for people who don't know, what is a DApp? Why is it important? And what are some apps that might be DApps soon or might be better suited to be DApps?
Uh-huh. So basically, dApps are applications that run on a network of computers rather than a single server. And to give like a clear picture of what this might look like, think of torrenting model. And when torrenting, as opposed to downloading entire file from one central location, you download bits of a file from other nodes that have already downloaded fragment of the very same file you want to download. And right, as the second part of the question goes, why are they important? Simply because sometimes you handle applications or ledgers which contain very sensitive data, such as medical records, and storing them in one place is just risky. Also, dApps allow you to skip the middleman and minimize the cost. As an example, let's take Opus, which is a music streaming platform. And these folks compete with Spotify, Apple Music, or Tidal, which actually charge up to 40% fee.
Yeah.
Whereas Opus distributes entire monthly fee paid by users to artists based on the history and preferences of every single user.
So will it get to the point where you guys are operating ever like an app store? Or is it going to be a completely open source opportunity for developers?
Yes, that's I guess the initial plan, just like to be the network backbone and just allow all the companies, whether it's a small company or a big corporate, to just simply develop their solutions within our ecosystem.
And so I guess it is mostly facing corporate. So, I mean, one thing I was wondering is I know Augur has had some bad press for having like assassination markets up on their platform. So,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
have too much, is that something that comes into the equation? Is that something you guys worry about having applications you don't want, or that's just? I mean,
Mhm.
I'm for open source all the way, but I'm just curious how much that comes into the calculus of some of these things.
Yeah, I mean, like so far, I personally haven't really looked deep into this topic. I'm aware of it,
Yeah.
but once again, I mean, so basically, thanks for bringing it up. Um, to be honest, once again, I will think it over and I will give you, I guess, a more direct answer after the interview, I guess,
Sure,
because, like,
sure.
once again, I really, really haven't thought about it that much.
Yeah, sure. I guess I was just thinking because dApps are essentially the decentralization of apps, and you have the app stores, kicking a lot of people off or censoring, but also vice versa, kicking up people off that shouldn't be there. So the
Yeah, yeah,
centralization serves a purpose. So I'm just wondering
yeah, yeah.
if there's a way to still get some of, you know,
Yeah, I mean
the
that's
benefits
I
of
guess yeah,
decentralization.
I mean that's a great question. I mean and a topic you brought up. And I mean and I basically believe that both dApps and centralized apps they can be and probably will be complementary in the long term. And there are obviously areas where dApps will probably replace centralized applications due to security, cost, or speed reasons. But in my opinion, the question goes down to do we really need a centralized form of Facebook or Twitter? And sure, on one hand, you can say that Facebook is not fully transparent and has problems with censorship. But on the other hand, we need to figure out a way to avoid spam or racism within these quote unquote democratic ecosystems, the centralized ones.
Yeah, and a lot of these companies are coming under a lot of flack for the spam and stuff, but a lot of that I think is just bad business models on top of that. These big tech companies haven't
Yeah, yeah,
figured
it
out
could be.
good ways to monetize millions or
Uh huh.
billions of users often. Do you think it'll ever get to a point where we'll have a decentralized internet entirely? Do you think blockchain is the path to that, or do you think that's sort of a pipe dream that people just talk about and it's not really something that'll happen?
Oh, I mean, like, I guess I will just kind of repeat a sentence or two of my very, very last answer. I guess both dApps and centralized apps are complementary to each other. And I guess that internet in the long term will get decentralized to a certain extent. But like even when you look at banks, I don't think that blockchain will replace them. I still believe that they will, for example, form consortiums and they will work on blockchain technology, but their own closed form of it, right? And once again, I guess it's just a complementary solution to the current state.
Yeah, well, it's the solution they like best, that's for sure.
Precisely, yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that, I mean, I don't have too much else. Is there anything you wanted to mention? Any parts of the ecosystem we haven't touched on yet? I know you guys have a lot of stuff coming out, and I'm sure a lot of it is still under wraps and stuff like that. But if there's anything else you maybe wanted to touch on?
Oh, I mean, like maybe like one or two things. Like,
Sure.
basically, we'll host a meetup on the 15th of August in Berlin. So if there are any single listeners from Germany or just anyone from Europe, just feel free to drop by. And also, we'll be present on the Malta Blockchain Conference in November. So just feel free to approach us and give us a high five.
Yeah, we have people from all over the world, so hopefully they can stop by and meet you guys. And you guys are all over the world. Is that right?
That is fully right. Basically, we have a total of 5 offices, being one in Beijing, San Francisco, Singapore, Korea, and the newest one in Berlin, where I personally work.
Well, lots of places to drop by. And what resources should people check out if they want to learn more?
Oh, so for sure, our website. If you're interested in tech, then definitely the white paper. It's not a really long one, and I mean, it's a technical one. To be honest, I very much struggled with it when I just approached it for the very first time. But don't get discouraged. Definitely, I guess it's definitely worth reading. We'll also have a second version of the white paper coming up in around a couple of weeks. So I'm more than sure it's worth to wait for it. We have a Medium channel. Also, we are very much present on Reddit. We have like around more than 30K for sure. I guess it's even around 40K subscribers there. We also have a huge Twitter channel, and we try to be very, very active there. As I checked it yesterday, it was around 215,000 people following us on Twitter.
Jeez, that's no joke.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Clearly, the community hub is working for you. So.
It is, for
Yeah.
sure.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for coming by, and we'll keep all you guys updated. And with that, if there's any closing, I guess we got it all done. Well, thanks, guys.
We got it all done?
Yeah, we got it all done. Yeah, I'm a little off today. We'll
Thanks
see.
for having me here, Mark. It was such
Yeah.
a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it was a pleasure as well. And we'll see all you guys next time. We'll have a few new episodes coming up soon. Thanks for listening.